John Reynolds was brutally murdered at his Christchurch scrap metal yard in 1996.
It's just out of the blue, like, bang.
Head, like holding my head.
I'm gasping for breath.
Whatever hit him must have pretty much killed him straight away.
Leaving a family torn apart.
I just collapsed to the floor, screaming.
It was a real shock, it was sort of out of the blue.
You obviously upset somebody.
Was it a robbery gone wrong?
There's something to do with money involved in this.
Or a pre-planned attack?
Someone had an issue with him.
It's just a really negative feeling.
Will Sensing Murder psychics provide new insight into one of New Zealand's most baffling unsolved cases?
It's almost like someone's been set onto him or something.
You wouldn't be that fast if you didn't know where to go, what to look for.
Feels like I'm being watched.
Before John's killer is lost to time?
Who could do this to me? So he's feeling really sad. Sorry, I'm getting emotional.
No one has ever been charged with the brutal murder of 55-year-old father of two, John Reynolds.
He was hardworking, he was honest, and he was a good dad.
His daughter has come to Sensing Murder in the hope that our psychics can gain fresh insights into her father's vicious killing. On separate days, Deb Webber, Kerry Marie Callender, and Karen Anderson come to Christchurch. They are given no prior information about the case. Their only clue is a downturned photograph of the victim. All three psychics make an early and surprising connection to the spirit of John Reynolds.
I get a sense that quite popular, someone that people looked up to, someone held and had a lot of faith in.
He would be approachable, he would approach others.
He lived a fairly quiet existence.
This gentleman is everybody's hero.
He was a good man. He was very honest, and he was one of the most honest people I've ever come across.
There was an honesty about him. He was a bit of a main chance guy, but he was a fair and generous guy with it.
Flicking a J at me for some reason.
I want to reference a John.
Yeah, John.
Everyone liked him, whoever met him, and I don't think anyone would speak ill of him. He's got, just a really nice personality.
As a young man, John arrived in Christchurch in the 60s. His family had come from England to start a new life.
They hadn't been there for that long when my dad met my mum.
Hi, can I get some books, please?
My dad used to go into the dairy asking for umbugs, which translated means humbugs, which were a little lolly sweet. Thanks.
Charmed by John's good looks, John quickly became a regular customer.
More books?
Yeah.
The young couple soon married and started a family.
Family's important to him. Children important to him.
There's a boy and a girl coming into his energy.
I've got two children. I've got a son and I've got a daughter.
John was a dedicated family man who liked finding and collecting antique bottles.
There's a collection of something.
Just saw somebody digging with a shovel.
Because he's talking about a shovel, like digging something up.
Bottles.
He'd dig these massive holes looking for bottles. He'd get into the river and yeah, more often than not, he'd get a few good old bottles coming out of the old river.
John would also go on bottle collecting trips with his mate, Nigel Harrison.
Getting in the river was a big thing, getting out after a storm and just walking up the river and picking up what we could find. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was treasure hunting.
And he remembers how John would always have an eye for a deal.
If there was something in the wind where he could make a buck out of it, he would take that opportunity. But I could never say a bad word against the guy.
It was during a bottle collecting trip many years later where John opened up about his time spent in Australia.
Well, he told me that he'd been shot. He showed me some bullet holes in him. And I think it was pretty much at that point he said he retired out to New Zealand pretty much.
Australia's coming in quite a lot.
I wanted to put things behind me. I wanted to leave the past behind and start a new slate in my life.
He said to me once that he was going to be killed one day. I guess it had something to do with his past. I have no idea.
I feel he's quite a practical person, like to tinker.
I think he must have tinkered with mechanical stuff every so often, maybe cars or something.
He enjoyed that because he's fairly analytical.
For some reason, I feel like he did heavy work.
I still feel like I want to do something with my hands.
In 1985, John started his own scrap metal business on the outskirts of Christchurch.
Metal, I'm seeing lots of metal around.
Metal.
I'm getting like a factory and also like a warehouse.
There was just a small warehouse with a pile of metal in the corner. I just saw it was an extension of what he was doing off out of his backyard and garage.
John ran a tight ship, sometimes getting on the wrong side of customers and staff.
He was a wee bit abrupt sometimes with people would rub them up the wrong way, but
I've been doing my job. I've been doing this job for so long.
He will confront people straight up.
There's a bit of an argument with someone.
Because he had very high expectations of his work and of his workers.
The scrap metal trade also attracted a criminal element, looking to offload suspect items.
Mate, I brought the copper. The copper's here, right? It's like $600.
John had a reputation as someone who would look the other way.
Well, I'd heard rumours that he might have been dealing in some stolen material, and not scrap, maybe something else.
well, I think John would have just bought anything to make a profit. That's about the size of it, yeah.
But he worked hard, often 7 days a week, in the predominantly cash business.
Yeah, so he must have had a good lot of money, but it's cash. I'm seeing cash. A lot of cash.
It was well known that John had cash and liked to flash it around, so.
I feel he went to work on the weekend, but he tended to go the same day every weekend. If he's going to go to work, he'd always go to a certain day. This is Sunday.
On Sunday, April the 28th, 1996, John was working alone in his scrap metal yard, getting ready to close up for lunch.
The timing's around noon. So it's the middle of the day. And he was just completely off guard. I get off guard.
I feel like he was just pounced, like he was just attacked. Blow to the head. It was like instantaneous. It's like whatever hit him must have pretty much killed him straight away.
From the injuries that John had sustained, it was fairly obvious that he had been bludgeoned to death. And the amount of blood that was surrounding the body, it was definitely a violent death that he had met.
It was unclear what the motive for John's murder was. Robbery was a distinct possibility, but police couldn't be sure.
With the initial examination, we found no cash, or very little cash on the premises. However, when the body was lifted, we found out that there was money in his back pocket, which we were rather surprised at, because if the motive for the homicide had been robbery, we would have anticipated or expected that at least somebody would have rifled through or searched his pockets.
However, our psychics feel money may not be the whole story.
Someone had an issue with him.
It feels like something to do with somebody knew something about taking some product or stealing.
I'm complete BS. I'm tired of it.
I didn't like him at work.
It could have been any number of people. How do I know it wasn't someone that had been annoyed with my dad?
200. You said 300.
This feels like it's been planned or thought out.
He might have arranged to meet somebody there to buy something or to do a deal, or otherwise, people might have known he was open.
Get that cash out for me right now, mate.
But I keep feeling like also it had something to do wanting to rob him as well.
I'm going to get my money. I'm going to get my money out of you one way or the other.
I'm caught between work and personal.
Fuck you. I'm out of here, mate. I quit.
So it could have been a bit of both.
In my gut, I feel that it's one of, perhaps a loser druggie who had planned it. I just hope that his next fix was worth it for him.
It's time to leave the motel room and see if the three psychics can locate the murder scene of 55-year-old John Reynolds.
I don't think we have to go too far, probably about 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe, so I feel like we need to pull out of here and turn left, please.
Okay, so I think we're coming out of the driveway and turning left.
So I know I've sort of got to get out of the city, but not too far out of the city. So just turn left here, please.
On different days, the psychics are all heading in the right direction. They have only been given a map of central Christchurch.
I think it's a suburb, or street. I think it's a suburb, but it's Sydney something, or Sid. I don't know the suburbs of Christchurch all that well. Well, I don't know them all at all, actually. But we're heading towards something that sounds like Sydney.
Deb is correct. John's scrap metal yard was located in the suburb of Sydenham. Kerry Marie is also feeling a pull south.
So I want to go left, I think. See, it's got it's sort of out of the city centre. So somewhere along here we've got to turn left.
There's an area of Hagley Park that stands out a little bit. The South Hagley Park area.
Karen is getting close. John's scrap metal yard was near the southern end of Hagley Park. On different days, Deb and Kerry Marie also zero in on the correct location.
Yes, I've got just a bit further to go, I feel. And my head's hurting, so I know when my head's hurting, I'm going the right way. That's what I feel.
Oh, I've got a sore head. Getting close. It's got a very gentle energy, this man. But strong. Like a very protective feel about him. Must be very protective of his family.
As Karen gets closer, her connection with John suddenly disappears.
He's not overly strong. I'm just trying to tune into his energy and get some feelings, but it's quite scattered.
I want to sort of feel that I'm looking for a sort of a commercial area that I'm looking for.
So it must be just around here, somewhere.
I know I'm close around here somewhere.
Karen is failing to re-establish her link with John, so it's decided to take her to Hazeldean Road.
And it's just up here, somewhere. I'm getting a headache.
It's somewhere around here. Where are you?
I think it's just here somewhere, but I keep looking at this building where they're doing it up, but I don't know. Just in here somewhere. Now I can't breathe. I'm wondering if that's it there.
Deb has correctly identified the right area. On a different day, Kerry Marie also feels a strong pull to the street.
So it's like here. Right here, isn't it?
Once taken to the right area, Karen picks up on a frantic energy.
It's a zigzaggy feeling coming in. Back and forth, like across there, back and forth. It's like somebody crossing the road, like back and forth, but the energy's really fast.
I feel really angry, I feel upset, and so he's telling, I've got a really sore head. He's telling me nothing visible, so it's all changed. It's all changed.
It's changed so much. Also, when you think about it, from 95 to now, Christchurch has had the earthquake, so that could be part of the reason why I don't recognise it. But also, there's things that have changed in this area dramatically, and I'm looking for the workshop, but I can't see it. It's in this area, I know that, but it's changed so much. Maybe it's the car lot. There should be a building. Where's my building gone? It's either here, I think it's here, but I can't see my building.
Deb's right. The old warehouse was demolished several years after John's death and is now a used car lot.
That's sort of sad. He loved this building. He loved his work. But it's gone.
This has all changed, but it's here, that's here. And this is I feel sick. Ugh, I feel really sick. Who's done it? Who's done it is what I'm hearing. But I want to say that something's all changed in here. It's a car yard, but I feel there's been something that's been pushed down or taken away or removed back then because this wasn't always a car yard. There's something else was here, and it's no longer here.
It's funny, because I keep hearing the words, it's not mine anymore.
No one needs it anymore. I get no one needs it anymore. That's why it's gone.
None of the psychics have been told anything about this location, but Karen in particular feels intense energy.
Okay. This stands out a bit. It's just a lot of upset here. Like, real bad. Yeah, full on, like his energy, like quite emotional.
All three psychics have correctly identified the precise location where John died. What can they tell us about the day of his death?
He says it's at noon. This is on a Sunday. He's working on his own. No one else was there. He thought he was on his own.
I don't think he was outside at the time, but I keep seeing outside, so I still think he worked in and out of the building. And something's coming from behind me.
I just feel I'm doing something and someone came from behind me. That's what it feels like. Someone just came in from behind me, came up from nowhere.
I'm getting like a shock, startled feeling.
I'm trying to turn around and I hear a noise, but I don't. But it's that quick, it's just that fast.
There wasn't enough time, he's saying, there wasn't even enough time to try and call someone for help. There wasn't enough time.
I didn't see this coming. I didn't actually, I did, by the time I felt something happening, it was just too late.
Police believe John had his back to his attacker and that he turned just in time to see a blow raining down on him.
This area, head.
Banged in the head, like someone was a savage, someone was a coward.
Came in and whack, and that was it, and down onto the ground.
Just seeing him on the ground and just that whole majorly, just bam, just like majorly affected.
I know there's something in my head, but I still feel like cut here as well. Or there's something sore about my wrist because it keeps on getting sore there.
John had been hit once in the head and he had a slight defensive wound on his right wrist, exactly where Kerry Marie is indicating.
I don't feel I died then and there. I think I was left to bleed.
There's blood. So it must have been quite deep for the amount of blood that he keeps saying to me and showing me.
The psychics are correct. John's head injuries resulted in a large pool of blood.
But it was so fast, like I can see this, vroom, bang, vroom, out.
It was too quick, there wasn't enough, he didn't have enough time.
Sorry, I'm getting emotional. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I'm feeling really upset. I'm going all tingly and I'm getting really upset. Who could do this to me? So he's feeling really sad.
Sensing Murder psychics are at the old location of Garden City Scrap in Christchurch, where the owner John Reynolds was murdered in 1996. The psychics now try to identify the murder weapon.
It's a pipe or a hammer. Something like that. Doesn't feel too large. Yeah, probably that. It's probably a bit big for a hammer, really, isn't it? But it's whatever it is, it's heavy, like it's solid and heavy.
What it makes me feel with my head, it's like a sledgehammer. It's like bang on the head. And this weapon hasn't been found.
Well, I can't see the weapon, that's the thing. I don't think it was found.
Both Deb and Kerry Marie are correct. The murder weapon has never been found. The psychics now turn their attention to the motive for John's murder.
Money. I keep getting money again. Something about wanting money, but... So I'm pretty certain that it was a robbery.
If anything was taken, it was probably belongings and it was possibly money.
This is something from his past that's come back to haunt me, something I've been involved with, it's something to do with money.
I'd say he had lots of money. I mean, quite thick, you know, not a couple of hundred. I'm talking about 1,000, 2,000, you know, at a time, 3,000 even.
John often carried a large amount of cash on him. If the killer knew this, was the murder planned?
He'd been here, he knows that he's got money, and he came in and he picked his time, though, because it was really quiet. And I think he had even watched John a few times, like, you know, to see when he was going to open up or close down or whatever the case may be, and then he could come in and not get seen.
Feels like I'm being watched because I'm like, I can feel energy behind me watching in here, like looking, watching.
And that's the thing, if it was that quick, they must have known where he put the cash or where he hid his money.
Go into your little back room and get your bloody cash out, mate.
Because I don't feel like they were in there for like half an hour or 20 minutes or whatever, this guy. He's in and out like a... in and out like that.
I'm out of here, mate. See you later.
You wouldn't be that fast if you didn't know where to go, what to look for. Like, it's quite determined. Out, in, out.
There's a running feeling back and forth here. Fast running.
Came out, jumped in something high, so to me it's a 4B, like a Hilux type looking thing. It's old, it's beaten up. Now this is interesting because I keep getting white and navy blue. I'm getting two colours with the car.
I'm getting a blue metallic vehicle.
Either it was white and he changed it to navy blue, or it was navy blue and he's changed it to white, but it was an old car. No, I'm definitely getting up. Like, I feel like I'm getting up into a car. I'm not getting down into a sedan or anything.
There's a driver. There's definitely a driver. So they came here and they had a vehicle because they wanted to take stuff as well. They weren't going to go empty-handed and they drove away. So there was two people, not just one.
So there may have been two men, one being the main one, and the people that I saw in the visions earlier, I'm pushing towards that person.
Whoever it is, I feel like they might have been on their own now. I'm not going to say they were, because I keep getting one, but I feel like there might have been another one.
And they haven't found the people yet. They haven't found the people yet. But there's two people.
While Deb tends towards the view that one person was responsible, Kerry Marie and Karen, despite no contact, believe two people were involved in the brutal attack. Did John know his killer or killers?
It's a slight feeling of him being aware of who they were, like aware. That sort of feeling. It's slight, but it's slight, so knowing of them.
I had a disagreement with him before. This person, I'd had a disagreement before. This isn't the first time we'd come to loggerheads. There've been arguments before, controversy before this time, definitely. And they decided they had taught him a lesson about something. And took something because I thought we're going to get something from what you owe us.
I want to go random, but it almost feels like some sort of debt as well, like money owed, money coming in, money owed, like that sort of whole money thing I'm checking.
Really feels horrible. It's awful, but the killer, the murderer, he wanted to do this. It sounds a horrible thing to say, but he almost enjoyed doing this, and I feel yuck saying that, but it's like he really thought that he deserved it.
The psychics are now asked to describe the man who murdered John.
Young guy, sort of mid-20s.
Shorter than me, or stockier than me.
Heavy drinker, seems to be a very heavy drinker, because I keep getting pub, I keep getting drinking, disorderly. You know, a bit of a party guy. Might even be high on something.
Tattoos. I feel that person that I saw, yeah, tattoos.
I think he had tattoos on his fingers. We'll say one thing, it looks like he hangs out with a guy that's really big. Like, really big. Because one of his mates or something, he might be the guy that knows about it, though. But he's big. Bear. I keep getting a symbol of a bear. It's a nickname, I think, the bear. I think maybe they should ask around at the pubs for a guy by the name of Bear.
Sensing murder psychics Deb Webber, Kerry Marie Callender and Karen Anderson are in Christchurch sifting through the pieces of John Reynolds' callous murder. The psychics have accurately described the murder and given a description of the killer. Now they focus in on what connection, if any, John had to his attacker.
I do feel someone he knew from work, but someone he also knew. It's like someone he grew up with. It's strange. He'd see him now and again. So I'm getting a sense it's got to do with someone he grew up with, but somebody he worked with, something as well. And we had some bad habits back then. I have to wonder if there's been an overseas connection with him as well, because I do feel there's something about Australia connected to him, because he talked about the kangaroos before. So there's some sort of Australian connection with this guy as well.
That was coming in a little bit. Australia, just with the feeling, maybe related to what was there. It is coming in a little bit.
John spent a few years in Australia as a younger man. He told his friend Nigel that he'd been shot in the stomach over there. Did something from his past catch up with him?
There's something to do with Australia, yeah, because he took me to the kangaroos. Something that happened back in Australia that's got someone's come over here, so it's something to do with Australia. I was a bit of a crook back then. So he got involved with the wrong people back then. Something bad in Australia could be like all the wrong things, like he thought it was a game. It's like drugs and maybe a bit of stealing and things like that. But he got involved with the wrong people in Australia, and that's why I feel he came back here to get more balance in his life. So he wanted to leave that life behind him. There's something he got involved with over there.
Deb, meanwhile, is feeling a different connection between John and his killer.
The offender knows John, but not as friends or anything, just like been in here, had a look or something or other, bought something or whatever. But yeah, they knew he had money. He knew it was a robbery.
We now ask the psychics to see if anyone else knows about John's murder.
You know, there's like these two people, but there's also other people behind it. It's weird. It's like there's two people involved, but it's almost like someone's been set onto him or something. It's like this, because I'm getting as much as like 10 people behind it, like 10, not just, there's one or two here, but there's something behind this that made this happen.
We've been watching you, boy.
Yeah, and I know that there's a group of them, like they know about it. And the person that did it, I'm sure he must ride a bike, because I keep seeing motorbike, but I don't think he had a motorbike here. Just feels as though he had a bike. He rides bikes.
So I feel the family know who this is, or I have a feeling about who it is, but they just need more information to nail it.
The psychics' 8 hours are almost up.
Look, everyone loved this man. Everyone loved him. Like, he was so good with everyone. You know, such an honest man.
I was just thinking about my daughter. I just think about my little girl. I just don't want to leave my little daughter, my little girl. And I'm thinking about her. My daughter's my daughter needs me. And I know my son's going to be, I'm thinking about my son, but my son's going to be all right, but I'm worried about my daughter.
Yeah, the daughter, she's the strong energy that I keep getting.
He's talking about being really sorry and apologising all the time for the pain that it's caused everybody, and that he's sorry. it wasn't meant to happen like this at all.
But he loves his family. That's all I keep getting is he's so devoted to them still.
That's his last thought, is of his family, of his daughter and his partner and his son and his mum. He misses them all, but he doesn't want them to be lonely because he wants to look after his family and his children.
You know, it's like he's still devoted to them no matter what. No matter what happened to him, he's still loves them completely.
We're back in Christchurch following up on the 1996 murder of John Reynolds. Private investigator Grant Coward has been following the case closely. Using the psychic's findings and his own experience and intuition, his goal is to uncover new information about the murder. Grant begins at the crime scene.
It was interesting that John was here on Sunday midday. We do know that routinely he did do that on a Sunday, and we know that this was really quiet here. But it's interesting that perhaps his clients or the people that he worked closely with knew that he was here on a Sunday, and that could have been the opportunity to attack him. Then again, it could have been random.
Gaining little conclusive information, our investigator moves on to the Christchurch Library to get a sense of the level of criminal activity in the city in the 1990s. And in particular, on April 28, 1996, when John was murdered.
Violent crimes taxed Christchurch Police. Police resources in Christchurch were stretched last night after a spate of violence, including a homicide in Sydenham, a rape of an elderly woman in Shirley, and the gang shooting in Addington. We can tell from this report that the Christchurch Police were stretched on the weekend. It was a particularly busy weekend with those 3 serious crimes.
Now Grant shifts his focus. He thinks it is far more likely that Christchurch's underbelly holds the key. Using his contacts in the city, he tracks down a potential informant who's willing to talk.
Okay, so what is happening is I've just got off the phone to someone who I believe's got some information about the killer. So I'm really excited, and I've got an appointment to go and see that person now.
The informant, who we'll call Shelley, wishes to remain anonymous because the person she believes to be John's killer is still out there.
When I met my partner, he discussed it with me, and he told me he knew someone that murdered that guy, the scrap metal fella. He came over with, they used to do Ritalin, but they never took it. They shoot it up, and he sat there after he was high, and he said some other things, and then he came out with how he got away with murder. He was, it's good that you can get away with murder and there's no DNA to prove that I've ever done it. And I thought, oh my God, what's he talking about? And then he just blurts it out and says how he actually murdered him and that he took the $5,000 and then he left.
The claims are shocking. Shelley goes on to explain what the murder weapon was.
You know a hammer, but it's got a ball on it? The hammer with the ball on it, that one, had him on the back of the head.
And why there was very little physical evidence gathered from the scene.
He wore a diving suit because there's no DNA. A whole bodysuit covers all your body. Hands, feet, all your body, your head, and you can't drop a hair, you can't drop anything. You only show a little of your face, no DNA. That's probably why he's, got away with it.
The psychics describe the killer as they saw him.
Young guy, sort of mid-20s.
Shorter than me, or stockier than me.
Might even be high on something.
Tattoos.
What's Shelley's description?
He's about 5'6", brown hair and white, and Yeah, he's got tattoos. My ex-partner said that the police did have suspicions about this other person, but there was no evidence.
Did the killer know John?
Yeah, John used to deal with crims and sell their stolen stuff or buy it off them. So yeah, they knew he was quite well off and they knew he had money. Always had money on him, but apparently at the time he only had $5,000 on him. Yeah, it's just not right. You know, that hurts. Knowing what he's done, he's got away with it. You know, I've carried that inside me for so long. It really hurts to think that bastard's got away with it. I feel like I'm knowing this, you know, like I'm hiding a murderer. And it just hurt inside me and it's been eating away at me for so long.
The informant was credible to the point of identifying John's killer. And the informant has said to me that the killer is 5'6", he's got tattoos, he's been in jail. The informant also told me that the weapon of choice was a ball hammer, and that is consistent with the injuries that John received on the blow to his head, was consistent with something like a hammer or a metal object. So for me, it's not coincidence that this person that the informant has identified is a customer of John's and is known to him. And my gut feel is it's not a random attack. The evidence to me points to someone that knows John has gone in there to have a beef with him about a deal, a trade deal, and it's turned sour, and so he's whacked him over the head and taken his money.
After sharing the information with police, Grant is told some interesting news.
So I can confirm that the person described and named by the informant was investigated as a person of interest in the initial inquiry. And this information has been passed on to the police. I would expect them to follow that up.
Lara Reynolds and her son Jonathan, who never met his grandfather, have come to find out what the psychics have revealed about John's murder. For the first time, they will see the completed Sensing Murder program.
Well, straight away, I've got a very strong energy here, a very strong person. I've got quite an organised person, actually.
I think he's got a strong personality, but I've got this real gentleness around this fella.
I appreciated the fact that the psychics were accessing that softer side of my dad, and that it was coming through that, they felt his strengths. Home was really important to him. He made a stable home, a balanced home.
He'd like to be the head of the family. That's what I get, very much the head of the family. And I'm getting the name of Sean, connecting this to my son, Wow.
Yeah, I felt it. I really felt that he was connecting.
Just saw somebody digging with a shovel.
Because talking about a shovel, like digging something up.
There's a collection of something, bottles.
How on earth could they have come to that? Where would that have come from? Yeah, so that was quite mind-blowing.
There should be a building. Where's my building gone? That's sort of sad. He loved this building. He loved his work.
He did.
When the psychics described my grandfather and where the hell is the shop gone, it kind of made me laugh a little bit with my mother, because my mum described him as a hardworking man who loved what he did and did it because he enjoyed it.
Like the offender knows John, and I think he had even watched John a few times, to see when he was going to open up or close down or whatever the case may be.
I can feel energy behind me watching in here, like looking, watching.
I think they had been monitoring my dad, and they knew when to go in. I think they knew when he was most likely to be closing up. and I do not feel for one moment that it was a random event.
If anything was taken, it was probably belongings and it was possibly money.
So I'm pretty certain that it was a robbery.
When two of the psychics say that it was related to a burglary, that's where I think they were spot on.
When I met my partner, he told me he knew someone that murdered that guy, the scrap metal fella. I've carried that inside me for so long. It really hurts to think that bastards got away with it.
Felt empathy for her. And it's a brave thing to do what she has done. It takes a great deal of courage to try and do the right thing. It takes a huge amount of courage to do the right thing. And I'm very grateful for her for doing that.
John Reynolds' life was taken in 1996, and for more than 20 years his family has struggled with his loss. What do they think now about his legacy?
It confirmed completely who I believed my grandfather was, in my own mind's mental image of what I've come up with from what my mum told me, pictures, as a hardworking, honest man. He was a great dad, and I bet would have been an absolutely wonderful grandfather.
I'd like to thank Sensing Murder for putting a really holistic, balanced view of my dad and showing some empathy towards us as a family. Thank you for that. But also, having said that, though, there is still a killer out there walking the streets, and I can't do anything really much other than this. I can't change the past. My dad is gone. But if this can prompt someone to step forward, to do the right thing, and get one less person of violence off our streets, then that would make me really happy.